I got mine. I'm talking Payoneer, Netspin, Venmo, Stash. Too many ways for you to run my cash.
Check reparation, 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 check reparation.
Well, if you talking compensation, it's about that time. You get everybody. All yiggity. You know what it is, man. Good old long crime. Hmm?
Bam.
Talking about them peoples, man. So this Arizona seeks qualified immunity for placing kids in foster home that ran child sex abuse ring. Didn't we tell you?
Dang.
Didn't we tell you? We told you that, didn't we? Didn't we,
We did
didn't
tell
we
you
tell
that
you?
though.
Didn't we tell you what be going on in them foster homes? Now I'm not so
We
we
we,
well
we did tell you now. We did tell you now.
I don't speak in absolutes, but I'm saying the overwhelming majority. We got David Frodsham.
No,
Frodsham.
David Fondlehand.
David Fondlehands appeared in the inmate photo, and it says the state of Arizona argued Friday that it should have qualified immunity from federal lawsuits seeking its hold and liability for placing children in a foster home that was forced people into a sex ring. Trever Fondlerhand sued multiple state agencies and officials for placing his siblings and his foster care with all his siblings and him in foster care with former civilian military leader David Fondlehands.
How can you be a civilian military leader?
A prolific sexual abuser who is now serving 17 years in prison sentence for leading a sex child ring abuse. Why we ain't never heard about this story?
Huh?
In addition to exploiting the adopted children, authorities said the conspiracy put national security at risk by making David Fondlehands vulnerable to blackmail. The Associated Press found that in an investigation that in Arizona and the U.S. Army ignored the red flags. It says the Arizona received nearly 20 complaints of misconduct against David and his wife, Barbara Fondlehands, yet it still allowed the married couple to serve as foster parents to Trever and his siblings. Arizona has defended its conduct by shifting the blame to the contracted agencies, Catholic Community Services and Arizona Partnership for Children, which investigated the relevant complaints but deemed them unfounded at the time Trevor was in Fondlehands' home. It says,
Mm.
it says Trevor, now 20, alleged that David sexually abused him over a period of 12 years, beginning when Trevor was 2 years old and only ending when David was arrested in 2016. Damn.
Oh,
Wow.
you nasty.
2 years old?
You is a sick, perverted. Ugh. Hector the
Well, Trevor sued the state of Arizona, both his former foster parents and the agencies that place the children in foster home for neglected emotional distress and assault and battery. In November, well, then you know what that says? First of all, custom check for all Black American children that's been facing these horrid conditions as well.
Bam.
Yeah, you just to go ahead and get that out the way. In November, Trevor moved for partial summary judgment, and Arizona argued that it is and its caseworkers are entitled to qualified immunity. The Grand Canyon State said that the caseworkers believe that Trevor's foster care placement to be in the best interest of the children, and that decision was merely an exercise of their professional judgment. There's no reason why a caseworker shouldn't have qualified immunity, argued Arizona's attorney Mark. No, they shouldn't. I don't think they should because I've
What
dealt
you
with.
mean, like the police?
Yeah, and I yeah nope, 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 because they basically saying now who's to say they didn't know that where they were sending them.
They knew exactly, allegedly, where they was sending them because they was in on the ring and they was getting paid handsomely.
Right. It says Trevor's lawyer, John Treban, argued that qualified immunity should be limited to situations in which caseworkers approve or revoke foster care licenses, that it is inappropriate to shield a state official from negligence placing a child or failing to investigate a complaint. That's right. Y'all got children in
Bam.
your hand. You should be held to a higher regard, I would even say.
Because you're a professional, remember? So we're going to go off your professional opinion. And if we're going off your professional opinion when it's not right,
Right. Qualified immunity began as a judge created a concept, limits legal liability for government actors. Government actors. Government actors. Arizona confided qualified immunity into a statute which specifically grants immunity for decisions related to foster care licensing and certification. The state argues that even if it is entitled to immunity under its statutes, it is entitled to qualified immunity as a common law defense and denounced Trevor's claims as nothing but vain attempts to remove plaintiff claims from the qualified immunity protection of the statute. Qualified immunity grants the government official immunity from liability from official actions unless a plaintiff can show that they were deprived of the right of which was clearly established by a case law or statute. The defense doctrine has frequently faced criticism over shielding law enforcement officers in excess of excessive force.
what I
Supreme
say, the police, what I say.
Yep, Supreme Court Clarence Thomas has repeatedly called for a complete overhaul of qualified immunity as the concept used has strayed far from the foul of its original intent and bolsters a Reconstruction era 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. So basically, I mean, even without going on, and there's a few more. I'm gonna get on and get it out the way first. In court documents, Arizona called Fondo Man position on immunity bizarre and misguided, and said that it amounted to a request that courts ignore the decades of case law and adopt a unprecedented narrow view of its of its immunity, which would render its statutes meaningless. By contrast, Trevor argues that any benefits of extending immunity are outweighed by the risk of subjecting children to potentially devastating and lifelong damages as an ill-advised adoptive relationship. Accountability is important, Trevor remanded the court filings. Counsel for the parties did not immediately respond for requests for comment. So basically, they're trying to say, hey, we want qualified immunity. Don't look our way because we are participating allegedly in this sex ring. So last thing we need you doing is coming and investigating us and seeing where we getting certain money from and this, that, and the third. So yeah, of course you're gonna fight for qualified immunity for yourself. Duh. Like, come on, man. And you know, I'm white and I say so. Complexion for the protection, they just might get it. And that's just that. And I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being on code. And you know I got 4 words for you: love with the peace, all type of blessings, and aloha. Cause I'm out to Doha for Shoha. You already
What
know.
about that, though?
Oh, that is very important, man. If y'all made it this far, I'm gonna go ahead and need you to subscribe because 95% of the people who watch these videos, we appreciate your views, but are not subscribed. But when you do subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you know that when we do go live, you there. Then make me sure you give me a like for the spike and the algorithm so they know this is the spot where it's cracking. Tell me what you want to tell me in the comments. Let me know about the episode. Let me know about your green toad. Let me know about how your mama booty is cold.
Boom.
And then if you share, that means you're aware and you prepared and you don't stare and you ain't got no glare and you ain't got no flare and you ain't got no hair. And we in every spot. Come and see what we got. Keep It P Podcast, damn near everywhere. If not, you can hit J Lava. You can hit TZ Von Savage. You can hit High Lava Music TV. There's all type of stuff going on in this network, man. I ain't even got